Hello everyone. Today I'm going to answer questions regarding the Gangreen Gang from the Powerpuff Girls. The first question is, why are they green? There might be two causes. First of all, they live in the Townsville dump. All the trash and chemical waste are thrown there. Inhaling that toxic air and living in that area for so long might have caused their skin to turn green. The second cause, they might suffer from hypochromic anemia, which makes your skin color green. It's a generic term for any type of anemia in which the red blood cells are paler than normal. Are they suffering from gangrene condition? Some believe that their skin color is green because they suffer from gangrene. Their gang name comes from gangrene, which is a condition that occurs when the body tissue dies. It is caused by a loss of blood supply due to an underlying illness, injury, and/or infection. Fingers, toes, and limbs are most often affected, but gangrene can also occur inside the body, damaging organs and muscles. Gangrene is usually curable in the early stages with antibiotic treatment through IV and debridement. Debridement is the process of removing dead skin and foreign material from a wound. This can help to reduce the risk of infection and promote healing. Without treatment, gangrene may lead to a fatal infection or amputation. You might think this is why they never went to school before, because they weren't accepted. However, gangrene is not contagious and it isn't transmitted from person to person. It can only be transmitted through an open wound or surgical instruments that weren't sterilized properly. That being said, the Gangreen Gang members don't have gangrene condition in real life for the following reasons. Having gangrene is very painful. The gang members would have trouble moving and walking. Snake slithers and drags his feet due to being part snake, due to mutations, so it's not caused by gangrene. I am not sure about Grubber since he doesn't wear any shoes. Either his feet were really affected by gangrene and it's painful for him to wear shoes, or it's simply easier for him to walk barefoot due to his bad posture. Gangrene doesn't turn the skin green. The skin becomes dry, shriveled, and usually dark in color, ranging from brown to purplish blue, and feels cool or cold to touch. So most likely their green skin is caused by the toxic air they inhaled while living at the Townsville dump, and they just named their gang as the Gangreen Gang. Gangrene causes body odor. We didn't see the Powerpuff Girls or anyone else backing away. For instance, when Ace puts his arm around Miss Keen, or when he comes close to Buttercup, they are okay with it. Their full body is green. If it was truly caused by gangrene, they would have died long ago without treatment. Their faces are green. Just imagine if it was caused by gangrene, Buttercup wouldn't find Ace attractive, right? In conclusion, the gang members got their green skin by inhaling the toxic waste from the Townsville dump, and gave themselves the name gangrene by adding the word green in it to make it sound cool. Where are their families? Their families were never mentioned, so it's possible that some members probably lived at the orphanage with many strict rules. Why didn't they go to school if they weren't suffering from gangrene? We saw them laughing at the mention of them attending school. They simply think that school is uncool and full of rules, which they are against. If they were an orphanage, they didn't have to go to school since they received their education there, up to the age of 16. The gang members didn't know how to read and write. Billy is the only one having trouble. Grubber is very educated in his stretched form, and so is Arturo. Institutional orphanages do not focus on education beyond class 10, age 16, which results in children dropping out of school, living on the streets, or at best picking up petty jobs. They probably rebelled out, ran out, and formed a gang, having Ace as their leader since he was the oldest. They had no money, so they started to steal and get in trouble with the police, having to hide in the Townsville dump, where their skin changed to green. Seeing themselves in the newspaper, they started to love the popularity and gave themselves the name the Gangreen Gang. Their first appearance was in the episode called Butter Crush, where Ace was 17 and Snake was 15. That's when they started robbing places and getting in trouble with the police. This means they received education at the orphanage till age 16, and later they left and tried to find a place to stay, unless they ran away sooner and they immediately started robbing things in order to survive. However, the gang's very first appearance was in the Powerpuff Girls movie, where we see them scaring the girls on a dark alley. The girls weren't allowed to use their powers, and the gang didn't know who they were at the time. We saw Snake coming out of a dumpster. Not sure if it was before they got to move to the dump, but their skin was already green. What do we know about Snake? That his real name is Sanford D. Ingleberry. He looks and acts like a snake by slithering and hissing. However, Snake does have eyelids compared to snakes who sleep with their eyes open. Snake was probably born like that and was abandoned at the orphanage because his appearance scared his parents. Same goes for Billy, who is a cyclops. Is Snake venomous? The answer is no, he isn't. Snake has normal human teeth. He doesn't have fangs like Ace. Snake wasn't shown biting anyone. He can slither, stretch, and hiss. That's about it. Maybe his skin is also colder to touch, since he's part reptile. His pupils were designed as slits, similar to Snake's in the first design. However, the gang's best design was in the Powerpuff Girls movie. Snake got born with black lips, and most likely is not due to black lipstick. Is Ace still in Gorillaz? No. Murdoch escaped from jail on the 31st of August 2018 and rejoined the band. What happened to Ace is unknown. However, Murdoch stated that Ace is his friend and that he wants to keep Ace around for future projects. Murdoch stated that Ace became a doomsday prepper and moved to the desert, stocking up food and munition, waiting for the endless dark. Are the universes of Gorillaz and the Powerpuff Girls connected? They are connected. However, in the Gorillaz universe, the Powerpuff Girls is just a show and Ace is an actor who plays the villain on the show. Murdoch calls Ace an underrated actor for that day, which means the Powerpuff Girls are not real superheroes in the Gorillaz universe. If that's true, then why is Ace's skin color green in the Gorillaz universe? Murdoch's skin color is green because he is dead. Ace is alive. We know for sure that he isn't suffering from gangrene condition. If Ace is just an actor, then he doesn't live in the Townsville dump, which means that he didn't inhale toxic waste. However, his skin color might be the result of mutations. He was born like that, depending on what environment he got born in, and whether his mother got in contact with any chemicals when she was pregnant. Copper rings also turn your skin green, but Ace's full body is green and he isn't wearing piercings on his face or neck. Another possibility is that Ace might suffer from hypochronic anemia that turns your skin green. However, he still has fangs and pointy ears, which suggests that he isn't 100% human. How old are they supposed to be? It is stated on the Gorillaz Wiki that Ace was born in 1985. Ace's first appearance was in the episode called Butter Crush that aired in 1998. Ace is stated to be 17 in the series, but it doesn't match the age given in the Gorillaz universe. That would make him 13. However, in the Gorillaz universe, the Powerpuff Girls used to be a show, and Ace was an actor during that show, and he was probably casted to play the role of an older character. Ace is meant to be 40 now. It was stated that Ace was 17, Snake 15, Little Arturo around 14, Grubber maybe 15. We don't know Big Billy, maybe 16. Little Arturo might also be called Little because he's the youngest. How tall are they? On the Gorillas Wiki, it is stated that Ace is 6'1", meaning 1 meter 85 centimeters. Snake is taller than that since he can stretch. Big Billy is probably 7 feet, meaning 2 meters. Arturo surpasses Ace's knees. Grubber could be 5 feet, around 1 meter 52 centimeters. If he stretches, he can be taller. Possible love interests for Snake. I know some might say Ace or Bubbles, but knowing him being goofy and sometimes shy, anyone would do, really. He doesn't really go for appearances, so pretty much anyone who might show interest in what he likes on doing. He did have fun with Buttercup in the Butter Crush episode. But it looks like he also has a sensitive side, and that's why he mostly gets kicked around. Big Billy, I'm very sure he likes Bubbles, and would pretty much like anyone sensitive who likes spending time with him and listen to his stories. Someone who doesn't shout, someone who doesn't make him feel sad, and someone who isn't bossy. Grubber might be the most pretentious out of them all, because after he stretched we could see that he's very intelligent, so he might actually go after personality, not really after looks, but he would be very picky. Arturo could be interested in someone with a sense of humor who shares his interests, or would go after both personality and physical appearance. For Ace, it could be anyone good looking and popular. Can also be Murdoch. It could be Sedusa, Miss Bellum, or Noodle from Gorillaz.